Okay guys, so it is 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just about to get the bus to head to the station to get another bus to the airport, then to get on my flight. So a very, very early morning, but that's what we do. And we'll be in Riga soon. I wanted to start the holiday strong, so I ordered a large English breakfast to fill my stomach for the journey ahead. Seeing these grey, wet, depressing skies over southeast England made me hopeful about better weather on the other side. And sure enough, as the aeroplane broke through the ceiling of grey clouds, the blue skies were evident again. And as the saying goes, the sun always shines above the clouds. The journey would take just over 2 hours, and soon enough, I caught my first glimpse of the Baltics and the conditions that lay ahead for us. Whole cities were covered in snow and looked like little specks in the distance. As soon as I got off the plane in Riga, it felt good for the cold, crisp air to fill my lungs. Having checked the weather forecast before departing London, I knew the first day out of the two was the clearer one, so I decided to head to a viewpoint to get a glimpse of the city I would be exploring over the next 48 hours. This viewpoint that you can see is from the top of the Latvian Academy of Sciences building, and for tourists it's €6 to get to the top, but in my opinion, well worth the money for the 360-degree views you get of the city. With some friends I made in the hostel a few hours earlier, I headed to Riga Central Market, where they sell a variety of produce ranging from fruit and veg, meats, cheeses and beers, and many others. And of course, whilst I was in Riga, I had to try some local Latvian beer, which I have to say was delicious. I know for some of you watching this amount of snow seems like just a light dusting, but for me, it's the most amount of snow I've seen in a long time. Now, enough of that magical scenic stuff for a while. This is a snippet of my evening. You're in it as well now. So I was telling you guys about the observatory tower that I went to on top of the science building. You can just see it over there. I believe it's the first skyscraper in Riga, is sort of what they branded it as. And yeah, great views from there. 360. It was €6 to get right to the top over there. But yeah. You know guys, I really do advocate for everyone to go on solo trips. And I think the main thing that sort of holds people back is, I suppose, sort of worrying, being on your own, safety. You know, am I going to get bored just seeing stuff by myself? But genuinely, like, it's just not true, especially if you stay in somewhere like a hostel as well. Because what you do is just meet people and just go out with them. And you meet people very easily because they're all just in the same situation as you. Sorry, you could probably hear those sirens. And yeah, you just sort of learn to enjoy it. I think the sort of first hour can feel a little bit unusual, especially if it's sort of your very first time doing it. But then after that, it's just very, very, very enjoyable, and I recommend everyone to do it. And if you're sort of worried about the whole hostel situation, sharing rooms, I can promise you that's not too bad as well. Like, especially if you sort of pick a good hostel. I use Hostel World to choose my hostels that I stay to, and I normally go to the highest rated ones just because I like to sort of, you know, have a nice bed, nice bathroom, nice showers. And that's sort of like, I need that to feel restful for the next day. So I recommend going for a good hostel. They're normally pretty cheap anyway. I think the one that I stayed at now is about 20 euros a night. And that includes breakfast as well. So, you know, quite a good deal, to be honest with you. And if you are worried sort of about the safety situations as well in hostels, a lot of the time they offer private rooms or, you know, female only rooms and stuff like that. So that's also an option. But yeah, definitely just go out and do a solo trip, guys. Fully recommend. So I've just finished the walking tour of the old town, heading back to the hostel to get some lunch, get some food, get a hot drink, warm up a little bit, because in case you can't already tell, it's snowing a lot here, quite heavy snow. But you know what, I really enjoy it actually. So far this year, I haven't had any snow in London whatsoever. So to actually see this snow is really nice. There's something satisfying about it, and it's all sticking, pure white as well. And like the country, because it's so used to having snow, like it functions really well with the snow. Like all the cars are still running, transport's still running, people are just going about their daily business, where in the UK everything would come to a standstill. But you can see this sort of forming on my jacket now. I've been out for about 2 hours or so feeling to chill a little bit. So what I'm going to do, head inside, warm up slightly, and then back out again for the Hidden Gems of Riga tour by the same person. So she was actually really good, so I'm looking forward to that tour. But what it means is 4 hours of walking around in weather like this. You can see the church there in the background, but a really beautiful city, to be fair. Loads and loads of history, been invaded by loads of different sort of you know, empires and commonwealths in the past, and it's just had such a mix of influence, which makes it really interesting. And like obviously on a walking tour as well, which I recommend to anyone, especially if you're doing solo holidays, the walking tours are really great. Like you meet other people who are doing the same sort of thing, and often when you're walking around you just discover all the little interesting facts which you wouldn't have known previously if you were just walking around yourself. So 100% recommend doing a walking tour. Quite often as well you can find a free one and then you just tip them at the end. So yeah, really good. So let's go and get some lunch.
visas pārējās arī, protams. Mēs turpinām baudīt fantastisku mūziku un fantastisku ēdienu, fantastiskas uzkodas un fantastiskas dzēriens, fantastisku atmosfēru.
Okay, morning everyone. It's the last morning in Riga. It's been a great few days. Currently off to get the bus to the airport. So it's a bit sad to be leaving, to be honest. I wish I had sort of one more day. But I think that's how everyone feels wherever they go somewhere good. So, yeah. So guys, I'm nearly back. I thought I'd wrap things up in a final message, and I hope you enjoyed coming to Riga in Latvia with me. I do like to travel. I think I always have, but I've definitely sort of pushed myself out of my comfort zone a lot more in recent years, and that's what I encourage you guys to do. Just get out of your comfort zone. And I just find that then leads to so many other things as well, like you developing in other areas, like, you know, your social skills, just your sort of attitude towards new things. Yeah, I just think it's a really good thing to do, a bit of solo traveling. And obviously I'm very fortunate that I can do it. Like, obviously I do it on a budget. I haven't got a lot of money or anything like that. I do it on a budget, and it can be done. I try and save up where possible too. But yeah, that was my video in Riga, guys. I find that whenever I come back to the UK from being abroad somewhere, I always sort of notice the differences straight away. You know, just a sort of difference in people, the culture, the attitudes, the infrastructure is all just so apparent when you sort of leave your hometown. Just cross the road. When you leave your hometown even for a few days and then come back, you just notice all the differences. But yeah, very positive experience of Latvia. We'll have to go again in the future. And yeah, just the more places I visit, the more sort of you know, the more sort of understanding I get about different things. And it is right what they do say. You know, I don't want to sound like some sort of hipster here or anything, but when you do travel, sort of, it does open your mind to more things, for sure. I've always been interested in that connection between people and place, and how things are different, why things are different in different places. And the more I travel, the more sort of you know, the more understanding I get about all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's enough for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'll see you next time.